Have you ever wondered if you really have free will? I mean, really. It's a question that's been around forever. Are you truly the one writing your own story? Or is every single choice you make, every win and every loss, already part of some giant cosmic script? Well, today, we're going to dive into a really fascinating and honestly pretty provocative answer to that question.
So, just so we're all on the same page, our whole exploration today is based on a concept called the Deterministic Matrix. This idea comes from the writings of Xu Feng of Life Chen Suin. We're just going to explore this concept exactly as it's presented in the source material, and you can decide for yourself what you think about it all.
All right, let's just get right to the heart of it. Is it even possible that every major moment in your life, who you meet, the struggles you go through, is already decided? It's a heavy thought, for sure, and it's the big question we're going to try and unpack together. So here's our roadmap for breaking down this really big idea. First up, we'll look at this concept of a hidden order to everything. Then we're going to check out some surprising numbers that seem to back this up. After that, we'll see what this could mean for your life. And finally, and this is the exciting part, we'll uncover a way you might just be able to change your own destiny. So, where does an idea like this even begin? Well, it all starts with the proposal that the universe isn't just a bunch of random chaos. Nope. Instead, the idea is that everything is run by a universal law that sets a very specific limit, or a fixed number, for everything that exists. It's all about maintaining a kind of hidden cosmic order. And this master law is called the Deterministic Matrix. You can kind of think of it like the universe's secret operating system. Without it, things would just go haywire, right? The Earth might just fly out of its orbit, a mouse could somehow grow to the size of an elephant. This matrix is what keeps everything in line and on a set path. Okay, so you might be thinking, this is a cool philosophical idea, but where's the proof? Well, the author points to some very real, unchangeable numbers that are all around us and even inside our own bodies, as evidence that these fixed numbers aren't just a theory, but something we can actually see. Take a look at the Earth's trip around the sun. It's not just about a year. It's this incredibly precise, unchangeable number. According to this theory, that's no coincidence. It's a fixed number that dictates our planet's journey, and it's presented as the first piece of evidence that the universe is running on a script. Now, let's zoom in from the massive scale of the cosmos to something way more personal, your own body. It's also running on these fixed numbers. Your internal thermostat is perfectly tuned to 37 degrees Celsius. If you stray too far from that number, everything gets thrown into chaos. It's another perfect example of a fixed number keeping things in order. And this is where it gets really personal. The author suggests that your heart is allocated a finite number of beats, somewhere in the neighborhood of 2.5 to 3 billion. And when that number runs out, well, that's it. This completely reframes our lifespan, doesn't it? It's not just about years, but a specific predetermined quantity. So what's the big takeaway from all these numbers? They aren't just fun facts. They represent fundamental boundaries. It's like a glass, right? It can only hold so much water before it overflows. In the same way, everything has a limit, and pushing past that limit doesn't just make a little change. It can trigger a complete flip into its total opposite. Okay. So, if the universe really runs on these fixed numbers, what on earth does that mean for you and me in our daily lives? This is where the idea of the deterministic matrix gets super personal, and maybe a little unnerving. The author suggests this matrix doesn't stop at planets and heartbeats. Oh no, the claim is that it maps out the entire course of your life. We're talking about everything, from when you're born and when you'll die, to the most important relationships you'll have, and even the job you'll end up with. In this view, your life is less like an open road and much more like a map that's already been drawn. And this all leads to a piece of wisdom you've probably heard a million times in one form or another. What's meant for you will find you, and what isn't, you can't force no matter how hard you try. It really suggests that fighting your destiny is like trying to swim against a powerful current. Now, I know this might all sound a bit bleak, maybe even a little disempowering, but hold on, because this is where things take a really fascinating turn. The author proposes that there's a loophole in this matrix. Your destiny isn't necessarily locked in forever. It's actually tied to your fundamental nature. And if you can change your nature, you can change your destiny. So here it is, the key principle. If you can fundamentally change what you are at your very core, you can also change the fixed numbers that are running your life. Your fate isn't attached to your name or your body, but to your essential being. So if you transform that being, you get to rewrite your own script. To make this idea a little more concrete, the author uses a great analogy. Think about iron. It has a specific nature, right? A set melting point, a certain strength. But when you add carbon to it, it transforms into steel, a totally new material with new properties and a whole new world of possibilities. It has a new fixed number. Or here's another way to look at it. A pear tree is supposed to grow pears. That's its destiny, its nature. But if a gardener grafts an apple branch onto it, you've just changed its destiny. It's the same root system, but its nature has been altered. Now it's going to produce a totally new kind of fruit. It literally broke free from its original programming. So, iron becomes steel. A pear tree grows something new. How does a person pull off that kind of transformation? How do we change our own fundamental nature? Well, the author suggests the answer isn't out there in the physical world, but deep inside the realm of our own consciousness. The path, as described, is basically a two-step process. Step 1, you have to recognize that your life as it is right now is being run by what the author calls human consciousness. Step 2, and this is the really big one, is to consciously and actively replace that operating system with a higher level of awareness, something the author calls an immortal's consciousness. And this is the ultimate payoff of this whole philosophy. By truly transforming your consciousness, you can transcend the fixed numbers that define a normal human life. Your old destiny just ends, and a brand new one with a completely new set of rules and possibilities begins. You haven't just changed your path. You've jumped to a whole new map. Which leaves us with a really powerful final question. We spend so much time trying to change our jobs, our homes, our relationships. But what if the real key to a different life is changing our inner nature? If you could fundamentally transform the very essence of who you are, what would you choose to become?